Good evening. The Wayzata Public Schools Board of Education regular meeting for Monday, July 11th, 2022 will come to order. And will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, good evening. Linda Cohen. Here. Bonita Lucky. Here. Jay Hesby.
Here.
Heidi Cater.
Here.
Milan Sahoni.
Present.
Cheryl Poseen.
Here.
Sarah Johansson.
Here.
And Dr. Anderson.
Here.
All right, we are all here and accounted for. We'll do some microphone adjustments here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for spending this glorious July evening with us. It is great to see you, and we are glad that you are here. The first item on our agenda this evening is the consent agenda. And the consent agenda items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion unless a board member or a member of the public so requests that one of the items is removed from the consent agenda, in which case the item will be removed and approved as a separate item. But at this moment, the consent agenda items are listed in the package. And is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. There's no discussion, and it's a roll call vote.
I can do that. Okay. Linda Cohen.
Yes.
Jay Hesby.
Yes.
Heidi Cater.
Yes.
Bonita Lucky. Yes. Cheryl Poseen.
Yes.
Milan Sahoni.
Yes.
Sarah Johansson.
Yes. All right, there we go. We have an agenda and a consent agenda item. And the first item that's listed on our agenda is reports from organizations. I heard from Student Council last night, and they said that they will rejoin us in the fall. So they are ready for that. And then next is one of the best parts of the night, and that's recognitions. So I'll join Dr. Anderson at the podium.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our school board meeting tonight. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful afternoon. The rain showers seem to have moved through, but maybe a few more later, but we're glad that you're here. Thank you for coming. So it's always my honor to convene the recognition portion of the school board meeting, and we have 3 of those tonight. And at this time, I would like to invite forward Jenny Zeroni, and we are going to recognize our Destination Imagination team here tonight in full force, in uniform, and I'm going to share a little bit about their tremendous accomplishments. And why don't you all come up here too and join us here at the podium. I'll read a little bit and then turn it over to Jenny to share a little bit more about your incredible accomplishments. This evening, we are recognizing the Destination Imagination team. And I don't know if I'll get this name right or not, but it looks to me like it's the cheese. Did I get it right? Yes. All right. I think there's 6 or 8 E's there in the word cheese with a Z. This team is made up of students completing their sophomore year at Wayzata High School, and most have competed in DI for the past 4 to 7 years. The team competed in service learning for the future secondary level. The team recently competed at the Globals competition and received the following awards. First place, teams who receive place awards at DI tournaments have achieved top total scores across their challenge and competition levels. This team, Da Cheese, actually scored higher than all of the other teams in the entire challenge at every level in each category. They also received high instant challenge. Teams that earn the highest score in their instant challenge are also recognized at Globals. And the Renaissance Award, a special award that recognizes exceptional achievement. The Renaissance Award is given for outstanding skill in design, engineering, execution, or performance. The team employed a multifaceted technical device and humorous video game that together demonstrated solutions to school violence. This time I'm going to introduce Jenny, and if any of our students would also like to make a few comments, they certainly can, but I'll let you share a little bit more about the team.
Hi guys, my name is Jenny Zeroni. I have the honor to be their mom of 2, and then their coach of the beautiful 7 kids. There's a 7th kid here who's currently in India. How much time do I have? Because this can go on for hours.
Probably not ours.
Okay, no, kidding. First, I want to introduce to the board and to the audience what these kids did, and then I want to recognize the kids. Destination Imagination is a nonprofit organization that the kids chose to do. So most of these kids are high performers in school. They're really good athletes. We have a really, really good athlete here, Carly. And they're involved in many projects, robotics and art, and DI is something they chose to do out of school. And DI is about empowering the kids to make mistakes. That's really not the definition of DI, but it's about empowering the kids to choose a topic and come up with their own solutions. The rules of Destination Imagination is that the adults cannot get involved. And I have an amazing group of parents here, the best I could have chosen, who really allowed the hands off. If you guys have been in conversations where there's disagreement, and they had to figure out how to have a conversation where they don't agree. And then they had to figure out how to solve that problem, which they chose to, every year they chose a different topic, and then they had to present that solution, all on their own. The only thing I did is just make sure they don't go completely off the rails, but everything else is their rails, is their train. This year they chose a topic that addresses a community need. So when they talked about what bothers them, they talked about Wayzata driving in high school is a concern. They talked about big things like world hunger, disparities, probably forgetting some other important topics, but it was big and small topics, and they all agreed that one of the things that really concerns them was gun violence in school. And that's a heavy topic, not a very entertaining topic, and a hard topic to present in a global setting. And they chose that topic, they researched the stats, they were shocked by the stats, and they proposed a solution, and the solution is really out-of-the-box thinking. I am an engineer. When I was thinking about if I had to present a solution, in my head, I was trying to figure out what solutions would we do, controls and rules and guidance. These kids did their own brainstorming, their own research, and they came up with the idea of putting an RFID tag on a gun, which doesn't violate any controls on the gun and don't take my gun away and don't take my rights away. RFID tag exists on our badges, and they would allow people to have their own guns, but when a gun comes close to the school automatically shuts down. They presented this idea, they practiced this idea, they built a prototype all on their own, because this is way beyond my skill set. And they presented it to the police department, they presented it to the head of the school, Wayzata School, and they got great feedback, and they matured it to other projects, like somewhat like an insurance to encourage people to put the RFID tags. And it just grew to this brilliant idea, to the point where they're now thinking about putting this into an actual action and like a little startup and giving it to someone to actually use this. So from just a hobby project, kind of DI effort, to a real solution was very, as a parent, I'm sure people here would, it's very empowering to see young kids care and take action. And it's not a political agenda, it's not a personal agenda, it's about taking actions to solve a problem. And that's what DI is all about. This is what happens when you let them do their own thing, most of the time. So really great interaction between the kids. Some of them, it's very different personalities, so that's super fun to see. Some of them are more structured, some of them are more chaotic. Some of them are really linear thinkers, some of them are chaotic thinkers. You just let them work together, and they came up with this brilliant solution. So I want to congratulate you guys. And Anuj, who's not here. I love them, every one of them. 2 of them are my children, so I'm biased, but I love every single one of them. They're amazing. They've been doing this for a while, and they definitely deserve this recognition. So I thank you guys for allowing that. That's awesome. You guys want to say something? No.
They did their presentation.
Are you sure? All right. Well, that was a quick no when that request came up. We do want to get a photo, though. Is it all right if we get a photo of you all? Yeah. All right. I think we're ready for that.
would also be fun to get the names of the students.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Neve Zeroni. I'm a sophomore. Well, I guess we all are sophomores, but um, go on.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Kadilkar.
Hi, I'm Alex Freeman.
I'm Carly Freeman.
I'm Jake Hoverston.
I'm May Zeroni. I'm a nooch.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Normally I'd say something like, well, I'm sure you're anxious to get home now and get to work on your homework, but hey, I don't have to say that tonight, so that's kind of nice. Our next recognition this evening is for our Employee of the Month, and I would like to invite Jerry Klein to please come forward. Jerry, congratulations. I'm going to share a little bit about Jerry and then give her an opportunity to make a few comments, and she can introduce some special guests that I think might be here with her tonight. Jerry Klein has worked for the Wayzata Public Schools since 2014. Before that, she worked in the Robbinsdale Public Schools, where she provided special education services to elementary through transition-aged students as a special education teacher and work coordinator. When Jerry joined Wayzata Public Schools, she began her career at Plymouth Creek and Gleason Lake as a resource special education teacher. She then moved over to Central Middle School, working in the specially designed classroom. After working at the middle school for a couple of years, she went to the high school where she worked as an applied math special education teacher. As soon as there was an opening for a work coordinator, Jerry jumped at the chance to move into this role. In the spring of 2019, the district made the decision to open a transition program and began interviewing candidates. Jerry was selected as the work coordinator to help get the program off the ground. With her extensive experience in work coordination, Jerry was able to hit the ground running. She easily developed many relationships with our business community and secured many work experience opportunities for the first group of Wayzata transition students. In the first year, Jerry had secured more sites than we had students. When the pandemic hit, we were at a loss for how we were going to get students into the community, as this is a major component of the program. Jerry was instrumental in finding alternative community experiences by bringing them to us. Jerry worked diligently to secure work experiences within the district and working with our community partners to bring work activities into the building. Jerry has been a foundational member of the program. She has worked and continues to build many partnerships with the community businesses for the Wayzata transition students. She is an active member of the WEA, attends and facilitates AWE classes, teaches ESY, attends continuing education classes, and jumps into anything that will further her knowledge to support our Wayzata transition students. Jerry comes to work every day with a positive attitude and a mountain of motivation. She is a ray of sunshine to the transition team. Congratulations, Jerry, and thank you for your service, innovation, and dedication to our students. Well done.
Thank you. I didn't know I was speaking to the board, so and the audience. So thank you so much for this honor, and it's a joy every day to go to work with my students and families. And we have an amazing staff. Nobody does it alone, and so I'm so thankful for who I get to work with every day. So thank you for this honor.
And our final recognition this evening, it's a tradition at each board meeting to read the names of individuals who have announced their intent to retire since the last school board meeting. And I don't see this person here, but we only have one this evening, and that is Denise Thone, administrative professional at the Welcome Center and in other buildings in the district as well, for 21 years of service. Denise, thank you for your service, and we'll give her a round of applause, please. And I think that concludes our recognitions this evening. And I do always give this prompt as well, that now is a great time for those of you who came only for the recognition portion to make a graceful exit and go enjoy the rest of your evening. However, you're always welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you'd like to. Have a nice evening and congratulations. Keep up the great work.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, that is always the funnest part of the evening and a glorious summer evening now, so I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. The next portion of our agenda is the audience opportunity to address the board. And this section of the agenda provides for an opportunity for members of the public to address the school board. Speakers who wish to provide input to the school board are asked to complete a form, and so if you are here this evening and want to address the board and have not filled out a form, please do so. And the purpose of this portion of the agenda is to allow the public to share their thoughts to the school board. You'll be given 3 minutes in which to share your thoughts, and we ask that you conclude your comments after that time. Please note that the school board does not engage in conversation or discussion for any of the items that are presented, but instead this is their opportunity to listen. Additionally, I just would like to do a reminder that we ask that this is respectful discourse and that no specific personnel or student information is shared. And I have one person that I think had been asked, and that's Valentina. I welcome you to the podium. Oop, sorry.
Good evening, school board members. I would like to talk about, actually I need to give a warning to parents whose kids might be close by, because I don't believe that they want their kids to be enriched with this vocabulary which I had to endure. In April of this year, I heard another parent advocating for a book, Lone Boy. There is no way, her words, there is no way for a community to say about that book. It is very easy to challenge books, but not easy to keep books. She mentioned that Director of Education has an opinion. Maybe some books can improve the curriculum. I was supposed to bring my 6-year-old, but I asked my husband to take care of all kids and their activities tonight, because I don't want my 6-year-old child vocabulary to be enriched so drastically just in one night. Page 19. Excuse me for my vocabulary, but this is included in your library, so I suppose you are fine with it, and it is for middle school. So it is okay to read for a kid from 11 years old. There is one thing I'd never tell Nick in a million years, not that it really matters. In 4th grade, at church youth group meeting out in the bushes behind the parsonage, I touched Doug Gobble's dick, and he touched mine. In fact, there were even some mouth involved. Page 91. What if I told you that I touched another guy's dick? I said. What if I told you I sucked it? I was 10 years old, but it's true. I put Doug Gobble's dick in my mouth. I was in 4th grade. It was no big deal. He sucked mine too. And you know what? I said. It wasn't terrible. You were flattered, weren't you? Admit it. F off. Just admit it. It didn't really make a difference, did it, if it was a dude or a woman? Either way, you felt good about yourself. You felt wanted. Page 174. All I could think was his little salamander between my 4th grade fingers, rapidly engorged with blood. I'll be honest, I had a hard time reading this book. I hold for quite a bit of time, but I managed to read it in last 2 nights. So I read it from cover to cover. There is quite a bit. There is no page with the word F. You name it. I mean, my vocabulary is enriched, to be honest. I had to actually go to and look for translations to get some of the meaning of them. And I have a question. What kind of parent would be okay with their middle schooler reading it? What kind of diversity it helps with? Did we run out of books like Shakespeare. I used to go to my relative's house first at nighttime, pull out Tom Sawyer book, and now I'm finding Tom Sawyer is not even studied that well.
Thank you, Valentina. I think I will just clarify, Lawn Boy is at the high school and not at the middle school, right? I do just want to clarify that. It's not in our middle school libraries. You can leave it with Tammy. Okay. Is there anyone else here to address the board? All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this evening. The next item on the agenda is under administrative reports and recommendations. And I think we have a couple of items under finance and business services. Thank you. Dee Dee.
Thank you. Madam Chair, tonight we have the fiscal year 24 10-year long-term facility maintenance plan. The 2015 legislation established the long-term facility maintenance plan, or LTFM, revenue program for school districts. It replaced the health and safety revenue, deferred maintenance revenue, and alternative facility bonding and levying programs beginning in fiscal year 2017. The plan is governed under Minnesota statutes. To qualify for the long-term facility maintenance revenue, Minnesota statute states that a school district must annually adopt and approve a 10-year facilities plan by July 31st for commissioner approval. The plan was attached in your documents for today and is consistent with this law. So just a few notations and brief summary for your review. LTFM funds are used to remove physical hazards, indoor air quality, fire safety, as well as maintain our building envelope, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, interior surfaces, roofing, and site management improvements, to name a few. The plan is revised annually, and projects are reviewed and approved by the MDE or the Commissioner of Education. The Board Finance Committee discussed the LTFM plan at its last meeting last week. And with that, Madam Chair, I close with my comments.
All right, thank you so much. Board colleagues, the recommended action is to approve the enclosed fiscal year 24 10-year long-term facilities maintenance revenue plan. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved. A second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? I just want...
It is a resolution.
It is a resolution. Thank you. I thought it was, and then it said plan, so I want to make sure. Is the maker and seconder of the motion okay with waiving the reading of the resolution, or shall we?
Yes, I'm okay with waiving the resolution. And I second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We are waiving the reading of the resolution. And any other discussion? I will just add a thank you note to our Finance Committee and our Facilities Committee, both with that process, as well as a shout out to John Deutsch and Dee Dee Caring and all people. I think of home improvement projects on one house as being a lot of work, and when you've got a full district and you got to look out 10 years, that takes a lot. So thank you so much for your diligence on that. Okay, it's a roll call vote, so because it's a resolution.
Milan Sahoni.
Yes.
Linda Cohen.
Yes.
Jay Hesby.
Yes.
Heidi Cater.
Yes?
Bonita Lucky. Yes. Cheryl Poseen.
Yes.
Sarah Johansson.
Yes. Okay, it has been approved. And that is your only item, correct? So next we move to Human Resources Services.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. This evening, I come before you with the unaffiliated salary schedule and the handbook changes for the coming 22-23 school year. Attached, you have the costing model and a summary of the language changes for the unaffiliated staff levels 1 through 10. The recommendations include a salary schedule improvement of 2% for the 22-23 fiscal year, and this recommendation is within the district's budget parameters. Language changes are reflective of current practices, alignment of salary schedules, and 403B increases for levels 1, 2, and 3 employees. The Human Resources Board Committee has reviewed the recommended changes.
All right, thank you so much. The recommended action is to approve the 2022 salary schedule and handbooks for the unaffiliated positions as recommended. Is there a motion to that effect?
Madam Chair, so moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any discussion? Thank you to the Human Resources group and Stacy for all of that work that went into that. This is also a roll call vote.
Cheryl Posey,
Yes.
Milan Sahoni,
Yes.
Linda Cohen,
Yes.
Jay Hesby,
Yes.
Heidi Cater,
Yes.
Bonita Lucky, yes. Sarah Johansson.
Yes. All right, thank you so much. And one other item under Human Resource Services.
Yes, we have one last item, and that is the supplemental salaries for the 22-23 fiscal year. It is recommended that the board approve the following rates for the 22-23 fiscal year. And these include all of the people that are not part of the bargaining units or the unaffiliated handbooks. So you're looking at improvements for our reserve teachers, the technology department, casual employees, classified staff, substitute pay guidelines, activity funds, which includes updated curriculum writing rates. And actually in that area, there were no additional changes. We've managed to fold most of those salaries into the WEA contract. We have increased the community education hourly rate by 2%. And then our early learning school, which most of you refer to as our Peppermint Fence preschool instructors, we are also recommending a 1.5% pay increase for this coming fiscal year as well. All of that information is attached for you to review, and I recommend that you approve the following action.
All right, thank you so much. Board colleagues, the recommended action is to approve the 22-23 supplemental salaries as recommended. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? All these fun things to get ready for next school year. Thank you again to the HR department for being on top of all of this. And this is a general vote. So all in favor of approving the 2022-23 supplemental salaries, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Abstention, motion carries unanimously. Okay, and that concludes the business portion of our agenda. The next item is our board reports. Are there any board reports? I will just make one announcement for our viewing public. As it is summer, that means that the fall is right around the corner. And we do have one seat that is up for election for the Wayzata School Board. Anyone who watched our meeting last month know that we have approved some of those guidelines. And I just wanted to do a reminder for our public that the filing dates for that are August 2nd through the 16th, and it ends on the 16th at 5 p.m. Another thing is that we will have, as we historically do, an orientation session for any individual who is interested in filing, and that happens in advance of the filing window. And it is scheduled right now, which I think will stand for, not tentative as I was about to say, for July 25th, which is a Monday, and that will follow our board work session to be started at around 7 p.m. That meeting happens at the Board of Education building in our boardroom at the District Administration Office on Highway 101, and it really is a chance for any interested candidate or community member who would like to learn more about what it means to be on the school board to ask some questions and receive some district information. So if you know of someone that is interested in running, or you are interested in running yourself, please save the date and look to join us on Monday the 25th. And with that, hearing no other board reports, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Anyone?
Second.
All right, all in favor of approving the motion to adjourn, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. All right, the Wayzata Public Schools Board of Education regular meeting for Monday, July 11th, 2022 is adjourned.